My girlfriend said, "I can't block him. He's going through a tough time and needs my support." I replied, "I understand." Then I packed her bags, drove her to his house, and dropped her off on his lawn. She was frantically calling me 20 minutes later when his new wife answered the door. I, 29 male, have been with my girlfriend for 2 years. We moved in together 8 months ago into my apartment. My name on the lease, my furniture, my everything. She contributed to utilities and groceries, but the place was mine before her. About 3 months ago, her ex started texting her again. They dated for 4 years before me, broke up because he wasn't ready for commitment. Classic. She told me about it up front, which I appreciated. Said he was going through depression and just needed someone to talk to. I wasn't thrilled, but I'm not the controlling type. I said, okay, as long as boundaries were respected. The texts became calls. The calls became quick coffee meetups, because texting doesn't convey tone properly. The coffee meetups became, he really needs to vent in person. It's serious. 2 weeks ago, I finally said something. "Babe, I'm not comfortable with how much time you're spending talking to him. Can you maybe set some limits?" She looked at me like I'd asked her to drown a puppy. "He's struggling. His mental health is really bad right now. I can't just abandon him." "I'm not asking you to abandon him. I'm asking you to have some boundaries. Maybe not the 2 a.m. calls? Maybe not the 3-hour venting sessions every other day? You don't understand depression. He needs support. From his ex-girlfriend? Doesn't he have friends, family, a therapist? I'm the only one who really gets him. Red flag central, but I let it go. Stupid, I know. Then last Tuesday happened. I came home early from work. Meeting got canceled. Walked into the apartment and heard her on the phone in the bedroom. Door was cracked open. "I know, I miss you too. It's complicated right now. He's a good guy, but he's not you, you know?" I stood frozen in the hallway. "I'm trying to figure it out, just give me time. Once I save up enough, I can get my own place and we can—" Yeah, I know. I love you too." "I love you too." She said, "I love you too." I backed out quietly, went to my car, sat there for 20 minutes just processing. When I came back inside, she was in the kitchen, making dinner like nothing happened. "Hey babe, you're home early." "Yeah, meeting got canceled." "Perfect timing. I'm making that pasta you like." I watched her stir the sauce, humming to herself, and something in me just went cold. Not angry, not sad, just done. "Hey, quick question," I said. "Why won't you block him?" She tensed slightly. "We've talked about this. He's going through a tough time." "Right. And you're the only one who understands him." "Exactly. And you love him." She froze, spoon hovering over the pot. "What?" "I heard you, on the phone. He's a good guy, but he's not you." "I love you too." Ring any bells? The color drained from her face. Then came the tears. Instant waterworks. "It's not what you think. He's manipulating me. I didn't mean it like that. I was just trying to make him feel better so he wouldn't hurt himself." "So you tell your depressed ex you love him, and you're planning to move out so you can be together to help his mental health?" "You're twisting my words. I'm literally repeating them." She switched tactics then. Got angry. "You spied on me. You eavesdropped on a private conversation. That's a violation of my privacy. In my apartment, on my phone plan, while you're supposedly committed to me." "I am committed to you. He means nothing. I was just saying what he needed to hear." I took a deep breath, felt that cold clarity settle deeper. "Okay, I understand." She blinked, confused by my calm tone. You do?" "Yeah. He needs your support. You're the only one who gets him. He's going through a tough time." "Exactly. Thank you for finally. So go support him." "What?" "Pack your bags. I'll drive you to his place. You can support him full time." Her face went through about 7 emotions in 3 seconds. "That's not..." I don't want to live with him. I want to live here, with you. You want to live here, in my apartment, while emotionally cheating on me and planning to leave me for your ex. That's not how this works. I wasn't planning to. You literally said once I save up enough. You're using me as a stepping stone, so step faster. Let's go. I walked to the bedroom and started pulling out her suitcases. She followed, panicking now. Stop! Stop! You can't just kick me out! I'm not kicking you out. I'm helping you get to the person you actually want to be with. Consider it a favor. This is insane. Where am I supposed to go? To his place, where you belong. You love him, right? He loves you. Perfect match. I can't just show up at his door. Why not? You talk to him every day, multiple times. He's your emotional support person. I'm sure he'll be thrilled to see you. This is crazy. Normal people don't do this. Normal people don't tell their exes they love them while their boyfriend is at work. We're past normal. He doesn't have room for me. Not my problem. You should have thought about that before telling him you were leaving me. I packed her stuff efficiently, not roughly, not angrily, just methodically. Clothes, toiletries, that weird collection of crystals she insisted had healing energy. All of it. She was crying, bargaining, threatening, the whole emotional roller coaster. But I just kept packing. 45 minutes later, her stuff was in my car. She was in the passenger seat, mascara running, still trying to negotiate. Please, please. Can we just talk about this? I'll block him right now, look. She pulled out her phone. Too late for that. It's not too late, I made a mistake. People make mistakes. They do, and then they live with the consequences. I pulled up to a nice suburban house. His house. I'd found the address months ago when the texting started. Not proud of it, but I like to know who's in my girlfriend's life. Get out. I am not getting out here. This is humiliating. More humiliating than telling your ex you love him while your boyfriend pays the bills? Get out. He's going to think I'm crazy. That's between you two. Out. She sat there, arms crossed, defiant. No. I got out, walked around, opened her door, and started unloading her bags onto his front lawn, one by one. What are you doing? Delivering you to your destination. You're welcome. She scrambled out of the car. You can't just leave me here. Watch me. I got back in the car. She was standing on the lawn, surrounded by her luggage, looking like a lost puppy. For 1 second, I almost felt bad. Then I remembered, he's a good guy, but he's not you. And the feeling passed. I drove away. My hands were steady on the wheel. My heart rate was normal. I expected to feel something. Guilt, doubt, second thoughts, nothing. Just that cold clarity I'd been riding since I heard her on the phone. She'd made her choice. She'd been making it for months, one text at a time, one call at a time, one "he needs me" at a time. I just gave her the destination she was headed toward anyway. 20 minutes later, my phone started blowing up. Her number. I answered on the third call. Come back right now. Why? What happened? His wife answered the door. I almost drove off the road. His wife? He's married. He got married 6 months ago. She was standing there asking why some woman was on her lawn with suitcases. I pulled over because I was laughing too hard to drive safely. So let me get this straight. The ex who was too depressed to function, who needed your support, who you were planning to leave me for, is married? I didn't know. But you were telling him you loved him, and he was saying it back, while married. He said they were separated. He said they were getting divorced. Classic. This isn't funny. His wife is threatening to call the cops. She thinks I'm a stalker. Well, you are standing on her lawn with suitcases. Come get me. I took a deep breath. That cold clarity was warming up nicely into something like satisfaction. No. What? Call an Uber. Call your mom. Call your sister. But don't call me. We're done. You can't just leave me here. You were planning to leave me. I'm just accelerating the timeline. Good luck with the married guy. I hung up, blocked her number. Then I drove home to my quiet, empty, wonderfully peaceful apartment, made myself a sandwich, watched half a movie, went to bed early, slept better than I had in months. Whatever happened next was between her and her married boyfriend. I was officially out of that equation. Update 1, 3 days later. Okay, so I need to update, because things have gone sideways in ways I didn't expect. First, I was right to end things, and I stand by that. But the aftermath has been a lot. After I hung up on her that night, she apparently stood on that lawn for another 30 minutes while the wife screamed at her from the porch. Neighbors came out. Someone filmed it on their phone. The wife called her husband, who was conveniently at a work dinner, sure bro, and demanded he come home immediately. He showed up 20 minutes later. According to the story I pieced together later, he denied everything. Claimed my ex was an old friend who had a mental breakdown, and he had no idea why she was there. His wife didn't believe him, probably because my ex was literally sobbing, "You said you loved me," on their front lawn. The whole thing was a mess. Eventually, my ex's sister came and picked her up. The suitcases stayed on the lawn until the next morning because nobody could fit them in the car. How do I know all this? Because her sister showed up at my door the next morning. You need to take her back. No hello, no pleasantries, just demands. Good morning to you too. This isn't funny. She's been crying all night. She made a mistake. She told another man she loved him while living in my apartment. She was confused. He manipulated her. She's 27 years old. She's not a child. She made choices. Her sister pushed past me into the apartment, just walked right in. Where's her stuff? She needs her things. I delivered them to his house, where she wanted to be. His wife threw them in the street. Not my problem. She turned on me then, eyes blazing. Do you have any idea what you've done? She's humiliated. Everyone knows now. His wife posted on Facebook, tagged my sister, told everyone she's a homewrecker. Again. Not my problem. She chose to pursue a married man. She didn't know he was married. She knew she had a boyfriend. That didn't stop her. Her sister didn't have a response to that, just stood there, mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water. Here's the thing, I said. Your sister spent months lying to me. Months of, he's just depressed. He needs support. You're being paranoid. She gaslit me, made me feel like I was the bad guy for being uncomfortable. Meanwhile, she was planning to leave me. She said it herself, once I save up enough. I was her landlord with benefits while she figured out her next move. I just gave her what she wanted faster than she expected. You humiliated her. She humiliated herself. I just made sure she faced the consequences instead of using my apartment as a safety net while she figured out her escape plan. Her sister left eventually, not before threatening vague, legal action for emotional distress or some nonsense. I told her to have her lawyer call my lawyer. I don't have a lawyer, but she doesn't need to know that. Day 2 brought her mother. Different approach, tears instead of threats. Please, son, I know she hurt you, but she's my baby. She's not eating. She's not sleeping. She made a terrible mistake. Ma'am, I respect you. I do. But your daughter told another man she loved him while living with me. She planned to leave me. I didn't find out by accident. I heard her saying it. What was I supposed to do? Keep paying the bills while she lined up her exit? But dumping her at his house? In front of his wife? I didn't know about the wife. Neither did she, apparently. But that's between them. Her mother left crying. That one did make me feel guilty. She's a nice lady, but her daughter is an adult who made adult choices. Day 3, today, is when the ex finally surfaced. Got a message request on Instagram. From him, the married guy, the depressed one who needed support. Hey man, I think we should talk. I almost didn't respond. Almost. But curiosity won. About what? About this whole situation. It got out of hand. You mean your affair with my ex-girlfriend? It wasn't an affair. We were just talking. talking about how much you love each other and how she was going to leave me. She's unstable. She made it all up in her head. I was just being friendly and she took it too far. Ah, classic. Throw her under the bus. So you never told her you loved her? I mean, like, as a friend. She twisted it. And you never talked about getting back together? She's delusional. Ask anyone. Interesting, because she has screenshots. Long pause. Then, what screenshots? I was bluffing. I had no idea if she had screenshots, but his panic told me everything. Don't contact me again. And maybe tell your wife the truth before my ex does. I blocked him. Checked my ex's Instagram out of morbid curiosity. It's been set to private now, but I could see her bio had changed to healing and growing, with some quote about toxic relationships. The audacity, I'm the toxic one now. Sure. Update 2, 1 week later. This is hopefully my last update because honestly, I'm exhausted. After blocking her ex, I thought things would die down. They did not. Her best friend reached out. Different tactic, appeal to my emotions. She's really struggling. I know she messed up, but she needs her stuff. Can you at least let her come get the rest of her things? What things? I packed everything. She says you kept some of her books and some kitchen stuff. True. There were a few items I'd missed, some cookbooks, a blender she'd bought, random stuff. Fine. I'm not petty about possessions. She can come get them Saturday between 2 to 4 p.m., just her. No family, no friends. She rings the bell, I hand her the box, she leaves. That's cold. That's boundaries. Saturday came. She showed up at 2:15. She looked rough, tired. Dark circles under her eyes, hair unwashed, like she'd been crying for a week straight. Part of me, a small part, felt something. 2 years together, that doesn't just disappear. But then she opened her mouth. Can we talk? Please? Just hear me out. No. Here's your stuff. I held out the box. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. You owe me that much. I don't owe you anything. You forfeited that when you told another man you loved him. 5 minutes. You had 2 years. You used them to plan your exit. Nothing left to say. I wasn't planning to leave. I was confused. He was manipulating me. You said, and I quote, "Once I save up enough, I can get my own place." That's not confusion. That's a plan. She grabbed the box roughly. You don't understand what it's like. He was my first love. 4 years. Those feelings don't just disappear. Then you shouldn't have moved in with me while you still had them. I thought I was over him. Then he came back and it stirred things up. I'm human. Being human doesn't mean stringing someone along while you figure out your feelings for your ex. Being human means being honest about what you want. She started crying again. I did want you. I do want you. He was just familiar, safe. I was your backup plan, your apartment, your safety net. I'm nobody's plan B. That's not. It is. You kept me around for stability while testing the waters with him. And when I caught you, your first instinct wasn't remorse. It was anger that I'd spied on you. That tells me everything. She stood there, box in her arms, tears rolling down her face. His wife is posting about me everywhere. People I went to high school with are seeing it. She's calling me a homewrecker. My reputation is destroyed. You pursued a married man. Whether you knew he was married or not, you were cheating on me. You don't get to be the victim. I'm not trying to be the victim. I'm trying to explain. There's nothing to explain. You made choices. He made choices. His wife found out. Consequences happened. None of that is my fault. You drove me there. You dumped me on his lawn. You were planning to go there anyway. I just saved you the Uber fare. She stared at me for a long moment. Then her face hardened. You're going to regret this. You're going to be alone forever because no woman will put up with someone this cold. I'd rather be alone than be someone's stepping stone. She left. Didn't look back. 2 hours later, her mother texted me. Not angry this time, just sad. I'm sorry for how my daughter treated you. She's not perfect, but she's not evil either. I hope someday you can both move past this." I didn't respond. What was there to say? Final update, 2 weeks later. This is definitely my last update. Things have settled into a weird kind of normal. The ex's wife has been on a rampage. I'm not on social media much, but mutual friends have filled me in. She's posted screenshots of her husband's messages with my ex. The ones he claimed were misinterpreted and friendly. They were not friendly. They were explicit. "I can't wait to be inside you again. I think about you every night." Detailed plans about meeting up at hotels. He told my ex he was going to leave his wife as soon as the time was right. He'd been stringing her along for months, telling her exactly what she wanted to hear. Turns out, he'd been married for 2 years, not 6 months like I originally heard. The wife found texts going back almost a year. He'd been cheating with my ex for most of their marriage. Part of me felt a tiny bit of sympathy for my ex. She was being manipulated by him, told exactly what she wanted to hear. He used her feelings against her. But then I remembered, she was also manipulating me. She knew what she was doing when she told me, "He's just depressed." She chose to lie to my face every single day. She chose to say "I love you" to me at night while texting him during the day. She chose all of it. The marriage is apparently over. His wife filed for divorce last week. She's also apparently consulting lawyers about some kind of alienation of affection lawsuit against my ex, though I don't know if that'll go anywhere. From what I understand, those cases are hard to win and expensive to pursue, but even the threat of it has my ex panicking. My ex's family has gone quiet. No more doorstep visits, no more guilt trips, no more "she's struggling" appeals. I think they finally accepted it's over. Or maybe they're just tired. Either way, the silence is welcome. Her best friend tried one more time, sending a long text about how my ex is not the same person anymore, and really working on herself. I didn't respond. Some bridges are burned for a reason. I did get one more contact attempt. From her. A letter. Physical letter, delivered to my mailbox. Handwritten, 3 pages. I'll summarize. She's sorry. She made terrible choices. She was unhappy and looking for an escape instead of communicating. She doesn't expect forgiveness but wants me to know she never meant to hurt me. She's getting therapy. She hopes I find someone who deserves me. It was actually decent. No blame shifting, no excuses, just accountability. She wrote that she'd been afraid of being alone, that her ex represented safety and familiarity, and she'd let herself get pulled back in instead of dealing with her own issues. She wrote that I deserved better than what she gave me, and that she understands why I did what I did. She doesn't expect forgiveness, but wants me to know she never meant to cause this much pain. I didn't respond. There's nothing to say. But I read it 3 times and I felt something shift. Not forgiveness exactly, maybe not even closure, but something like completion. The chapter is over. The book is closed. The apartment is quieter now. Quieter but not empty. I rearranged the furniture, moved the couch to face the window instead of the TV, got rid of the crystals she left behind, changed the curtains to something darker, more my style, bought a few plants, made it feel like mine again instead of ours. My buddy came over last weekend with pizza and beer. We didn't talk about her much, just watched the game and shot the breeze. Normal stuff. "You doing okay?" he asked eventually. "Yeah, I think so." That was stone cold what you did, driving her to his house. She was going there anyway. I just made it happen faster. Still, stone cold. Maybe, but I wasn't going to sit around waiting for her to leave me. She made her choice. I made mine. He nodded. Fair enough. I've been thinking about what I learned from all this. Trust your gut. When someone says, "You're being paranoid, but your instincts scream otherwise," listen to your instincts. When someone prioritizes their ex's feelings over your relationship, believe them. I don't regret what I did. Some might call it cruel. Maybe it was. But I refuse to be someone's backup plan. I refuse to pay the bills while someone shops for my replacement. I refuse to smile and pretend everything's fine while someone tells their ex, "I love you too." She wanted to go to him. I just made sure she got there. That the wife answered the door, that was karma. Pure and simple. I'm not dating anyone right now, not looking either. Need some time to recalibrate, figure out what I actually want. The idea of trusting someone again feels like a mountain I'm not ready to climb. But I'm okay with being alone for now. Better than being with someone who's mentally halfway out the door, 1 foot in the relationship, and 1 foot reaching for an ex. My mom called to check on me. She'd heard through the family grapevine. Apparently my ex's mom knows someone who knows someone. Small world. My mom's response? Good riddance. You deserve someone who chooses you completely, not someone who keeps options open. Moms. They always know. To everyone who messaged support, thanks. It helped more than you know. To everyone who said I was too harsh, maybe. Dropping her at his house was dramatic. I won't pretend otherwise, but I'd do it again. Some lessons you learn the hard way. Some people you can't change, and some relationships aren't worth saving. She wanted to go to him. She was already emotionally there, had been for months. I just made the physical distance match the emotional one. That the wife answered the door? That was the universe's way of showing her what she'd really been chasing. A fantasy, a lie, a married man who was using her the same way she was using me. Everyone got what they deserved, including me. Time to move on.